Hello and welcome to part 2 of passive martial arts training. This is part 2 of the walking meditation. Now there's 3 levels to this exercise. The beginner level is the physical level. On this level, the first thing that you need to work on is your standing posture. All right. Let's see if we can get a good angle here. Okay. So in your standing posture, I see a better spot for us to stand here. You want to imagine that there's a weight hanging from the point that we would call conception vessel 1, the Huayan, or in medical terms, the perineum. Okay? So imagine basically right between your legs a heavy weight hanging and pulling your hips down. At the same time, imagine a balloon pulling up from Governor 20. That's the Bai Hui point, or the top of the crown of your head. This should elongate your spine, sink and roll your hips slightly forward, and slightly tuck the chin. Your knees should be neither locked nor deeply bent. See if I can catch this. Knees should be about like that. And balanced over the center of your feet. When you walk with your weight always centered right at the midsole of your foot. I'm doing it now, and I'm holding the camera steady. You can see how I'm not bouncing. Notice how this is relatively steady. That comes from having that central balance point. So your weight should always be centered in the midsole of the planted foot, the one that's in contact with the ground. At any moment, you should be able to stop and swing the other leg forward and backward. Hopefully I'm catching this without stumbling or losing your balance. So that's a good thing to do when you're practicing this physical level, is to every once in a while just check yourself, stop, and see if you can swing that leg without coming off balance. Move from the hara. Hara is the conception vessel, like 4 through 7, right between your navel and the sort of peak of your pelvic bone. Okay? So you're moving from that point. And so instead of, again, let me see if I can catch this. Instead of swinging your leg out and sort of falling forward onto your foot, locking the knees like you shouldn't do, all of that puts undue stress on your joints and your muscles. Instead, move the larger muscles in your hips and glutes and just allow the leg to swing forward. Because those muscles are larger and the legs are smaller, they move effortlessly like the weight of a pendulum. So, by doing this, you'll start to develop the first parts of doing walking meditation. You have to get these physical elements down first before you can move on to the intermediate and advanced levels, where you go into full-on actual meditation. Let me make sure that I didn't skip any important talking points here. Oh, that looks like that about covers it for this one. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching.